This one's going to be quick because I'm pissed. Great way to absolutely waste that performance from Jake Allen tonight. He was on fire and kept the Habs in this game. If it wasn't for him, they would have absolutely gotten embarrassed tonight. And I hate to break it to you, there's no goalie controversy in Montreal because at this point, Jake Allen should be the Montreal Canadiens goaltender. Carey Price, despite the stats, hasn't been terrible. He's let in some weak ones here and there. But this is more to the point of how Jake Allen's playing. He is on absolute fire right now. He's playing elite hockey. The stats back it up. The eye test backs it up. He looks incredible out there. It honestly looks like him and Price swapped jerseys before the season started. No disrespect to Jake Allen. He's had a terrific career, but he looks really, really good right now. Absolutely brutal loss to the Ottawa Senators tonight. The Montreal Canadiens lose 3-2 in overtime after a bye week and a really tough loss last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They come out with a piss-poor effort tonight against the Ottawa Senators. And I said before the game, if this team is a well-coached squad, they would have came out and dominated the Ottawa Senators tonight, who are the worst team in this Canadian division, but didn't look like it tonight. You got to give credit to them too. Nick Paul looked good out there. And actually, they were missing Thomas Chabot as well. How hilarious is that? This Montreal Canadiens team is brutal, but Nick Paul looked good tonight for the Ottawa Senators. Brady Tkachuk looked fantastic. Stützle was dangerous. Drake Batherson was out there looking real strong, doing his thing. Colin White playing strong at center for them as well. Goodbranson, playing that physical game, looking good defensively. And their team stepped up. And Matt Murray, great performance as well. Really, maybe one of the only enjoyable things about this game for me tonight as a Habs fan was watching the goaltending performance between both of these guys. But nonetheless, a week off, and this is the performance that the Habs give, and it is unacceptable. I would not be surprised if Marc Bergevin may be calling somebody up to his office right now to give them some bad news, because this is unbelievable. The way the Canadiens started this season, how does a team have more chemistry at the beginning of a season when they've barely played together, the new additions, and then just look like crap out here the last, honestly, 6-7 games? Just not playing with energy, not playing with tenacity. There are, one or two standouts here and there in each game, but not a well-oiled machine anymore. I used to say that a lot, and it's not happening right now. I don't know if the losses to the Leafs took the wind out of their sails, or if the breaks were more momentum killers, or if just the flow of the game is not going well for them. Our power play and special teams are absolutely brutal right now. The 5-on-5 metrics are good, but at this point, this is why I do not, believe in advanced metrics. You look at a lot of the Montreal Canadiens lines, the team stats in general, they look good, but the team does not at all. So, and I'm sure, some of these guys, advanced stats guys, will pull some stats, show them to me, showing the difference between then and now. But at the end of the day, this team does not look good out there. They're relying on perimeter shots and just throwing everything on net, hoping to get a good bounce, and it's just not going well for them right now. And it's embarrassing. And playing like that is what's going to drive the Corsi up and make you look like you're doing better than you are. So enough is enough. The Montreal Canadiens get an early goal in this one by Nick Suzuki, and I will say, I like Nick Suzuki's game tonight. Bit of a slow second, but in the first, he gets the first goal, an absolute snipe. And I happen to be watching the game with my brother and look over to him and say, this is probably the only goal the Habs are going to score tonight unless they get lucky in the third period. Not saying I jinxed it, and no, I just was confident that that's how it will play out, because we've seen that we've seen it play out this way against the Senators before. But great tonight from Nick Suzuki, and I did like his game. And despite that, once again, Philip Deneau leads the team in ice time at center. I'd love to tell you what I thought about Kotkaniemi's game, but he barely played. So something's going on with the confidence of Kotkaniemi right now, and to be the least used center, it's brutal. And the D pairings, like I said, they stayed the same. Knew it was going to happen, but something needs to be done. We got Romanov down in the wings here, left-handed defenseman who can move the puck quite well and skates with some speed. And despite that, he's stuck on the third pair. I know he's young, but things aren't working right now. Why aren't we trying something different? Not only that, game to game, but in game, we're down. We need a goal. The only adjustment we saw was when Jonathan Drouin went out with an injury, and Julien finally had to, mix up the lines a little bit there to make up for that. And guess what? It worked out. Claude loses some control, and there it is. Just like at home, when he has more control, things don't seem to work out. So I don't know. This something's going to change here, and Ottawa Senators tied up on a fluke bounce. The first one kind of just bounces over Allen's head. The second goal they score in the third period to go up is another one. You know, I don't want to say fluke on this one, but it was funny how it played out and looked exactly the same because it was a good tip in front there by the Sens forward. And yeah, Corey Perry though ties it up. And that was the adjustment I'm talking about. He ends up playing with Nick Suzuki. That seemed to rejuvenate that line a little bit. And Corey Perry streaks in with a nice dangle, scores one. You know, almost had to look and see whose jersey whose number that was on the back of the jersey. Thought maybe Jaren came back to the ice, but turns out he did not. He did not return to this game, so probably a serious injury for him. Looking like he was holding his head, but my worry would definitely be possibly his wrist because he just had major surgery on it. I'd love to go back and look at that replay and see what happened, but maybe it's a concussion or some sort of head injury there. He left and did not return, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Brady Tkachuk with the game winner, closing it out in 3-on-3 overtime. Habs absolutely playing a piss poor game out there in OT, and they give it up despite Jake Allen making, I don't know, 15 nasty saves, game-saving saves in that sequence in a couple different, every single Ottawa line pretty much clicked there. Anyway, good on them. Tkachuk gets the winner. You know, kind of a tough bounce for Anderson there, who was out there for a while, couldn't change, and he finally bears it on Jake Allen. So can't take it away from the Ottawa Senators. They utilized their speed tonight and their hard work ethic, something I thought the Habs would be, you know, known for this season. Really unfortunate how this season has now played out for the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think this team is as bad as they've been the last week. I think they can definitely do better. You know, I'm an amateur analyst here, and for me to sit here and try and armchair coach is, you know, a little bit disingenuous. But at the same time, I mean, continuously doing the same thing over and over again, getting perimeter play, shooting from the point, hoping for a bounce, and, you know, sticking with lines that have clearly gone cold. Why are we playing a passive defense-first game against the Ottawa Senators? I can't talk about this game anymore. I can't talk about this team anymore. It's just, how many times do we need to see them start hot in the season and just completely piss it away? Like the opportunity they had to really take a stranglehold on this division, really, you know, show some confidence, like the Bruins today showing up at the, you know, outdoor game in Lake Tahoe, looking in the 90s highlighter gear, man. That was slick. But this team is lacking confidence, it's lacking energy, and something has to be done. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Should be interesting. Marc Bergevin did not look happy up there in the press box, and he believes in this team. We heard it before the season started. He believes in this team. He pointed out to the coaching staff in the offseason what issues needed to be addressed, specifically calling out the home record, specifically calling out the power play and the penalty kill, and they're not improving. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, because Bergevin's not afraid to you know, make a big move here, and I know it's tough during the pandemic and whatnot, and the, you know, circumstances they'll have to work through to you know, get this thing sorted out. But we'll have to wait and see. My pick's Dominic Ducharme, and to bring up Alex Burrows as maybe an assistant, but that's for another day, another conversation. And I don't have any stats for you tonight. I didn't even look at them, and I wasn't even really paying attention to them during the game because I was so pissed off. But let me guess here. Let me guess. The Habs outshoot the Ottawa Senators. They outhit the Ottawa Senators. They are terrible in the face-off dot and can't get it done on special teams or anything other than 5-on-5. I think it's time to maybe take some risks out there on the ice. Give some of our young players some more minutes. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know what you thought about this game down in the comments. Can't wait to look at these. And if you like these videos, hit the like and subscribe button, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @ScotianCanadien. I love you all, but I don't love this team right now.